Alright, so I basically talked to ChatGPT and I basically showed a picture of my body fat percentage. And it literally said I'm in the 20% body fat range. And truthfully, I agree. I agree 1000%. I agree that, like, I actually think it's more if you ask me. I think it's more than 20. Me personally. But I do want to say that if we want to get down to like at least 12% body fat, you have to really just look at like where you are and how do you get to that. And I've been looking at my body fat percentage and I really started to realize that you can make a million times progress, but the truth of the matter is if you genuinely do feel that you could do better and if you genuinely do feel like you want a six pack, even especially for me, I feel like I'm the kind of person where it's like I have to get skinny to lose my body fat percentage because to see my abs because it's just like that's just how my body is. So in order for me to do that, I understand that I have to be in deficit. I understand that I have to track every single calorie and just track everything. The important thing is to get an Apple Watch and just track everything. You're gonna live a much easier life once you understand that you just have to like it just there's no way to avoid it. If you're not tracking, you're slacking. And this is generally how my body looks right now. After months of training, after years of training, I could generally say that this is just my potential. So I don't want this. I don't want to make this video to like discourage myself or discourage anyone because at the end of the day, like no one's perfect. At the end of the day, we all have to start somewhere, you know. And this is just genuinely where I have to start. Well, not start, but this is genuinely where I am at right now. And me personally, it's like I'm always gonna be consumed by. At some point in my life, I just want to have a nice body. I generally just want to have a nice body, you know. So they said I'm at the 18 to 22% body fat range. And based off of what she said, I'm gonna call it she. ChatGPT is a she. Your chest should have visible muscle, but it lacks definition. So I'm 185 pounds, 5'9", 28 years old, sitting around 20% body fat. That means you got roughly 148 pounds of lean body mass, and I have 37 pounds of fat mass. Almost 37 pounds of fat mass. So that means if I want to get to 12% body fat, I need to at least 17 pounds of fat while keeping as much muscle as possible. So this means that my maintenance calories should be 2200, 2300, about a 500 calorie deficit because my maintenance calories every day is 2700. So that means I need to at least eat 165 to 185 grams of protein every single day, 35 to 40 grams of carbs. So yeah, that's kind of expected. Train 4 or 5 times a week. Cardio 2 3 hit workouts. Steps stay minimum. 5 to 6K steps stay minimum. So lifestyle and recovery. Sleep 7 to 8 hours every night. Maybe if I could get that. Stress control, meditation, walks, deep breathing, cortisol, slows fat loss, tracks calories for at least 30 days. Expected timeline. At a steady 1 to 2 pounds a week, I could get to my goal in like 8 to 10 weeks, 10, 12 to 14. And this is just if everything is optimized. This just is everything is just like going perfect. And I really want y'all to see that all of this shit is just basic math. It's generally just basic math. I lost like I was almost 215 in the wintertime because I was bulking. I'll say I was like 215 and I lost almost 30 pounds of, I'll probably say fat. I lost 30 pounds of fat just doing simply this. I never really tracked it up until now because I felt like my body is comfortable at like an 18% body fat range. It genuinely is. I don't know why it's comfortable there, but I never been anything. I've been like 16 before, but anything 16 to 18, my body just gets uncomfortable. My body just likes being at 22, 20% body fat. I genuinely just don't know why. I think that's just how I'm wired, you know, because I eat a lot. I could generally say that if right now I just ate and I had no self control, I could genuinely get to like 7,000 calories. And I think my body overall is just good at a steady. I'll say 220 at this point. I'll say 220 is where I just stop getting hungry all the time. But even right now, on a day-to-day basis, it's like I'm just always hungry. Like I'm generally just always fucking hungry. I don't know what it is. So this is why I eat ice. This is why I eat a lot of watermelon because it's just like I'm just genuinely hungry all the goddamn, and I'm only at 20% body fat. So when they say your genetics is 1 in a million, I really want y'all to understand that this is also determined by like appetite. If you When people say like, oh, you have 1 in a million genetics, it's really a predisposition to how quickly can your body gain muscle and how quickly can your body lose fat depending on your appetite. And me personally, it's like I have shitty genetics. I generally do believe I have shitty genetics, but I generally don't let that define me. I like to sit here and tell myself like, okay, like if I just learn how to just do some push-ups, learn how to eat less, learn how to hack my brain into like chewing gum, eating ice, whatever I need to do, I can have a decent body. And that's really just the extent of my genetics, and I just don't know why. And I'm 28 years old, and I've been doing this shit since like 15. And I honestly do believe that I just have shitty genetics. But like I said, our genetics don't define us. We kind of define our genetics. I tell you how my body fat percentage is always good at like 22, 25%, where I can eat like 7,000 calories until I get there. I'm going to sit here and tell this right now. That's not it. You should not let that define you. You define your genetics. At the end of the day, you have to understand that all of this is with willpower. All of this comes down to willpower. And I do hate to say it, if you just have no type of willpower, I hate to say it, you're just gonna be fat. You're just gonna be masturbating all the time. You're gonna be an introvert. You're gonna be working a minimum wage job. So I think it generally just comes down to willpower and risk. You have to be willing to sit there and tell yourself, if you live in a first world country, this goes for you. You generally have to sit there and ask yourself, like, okay, like I live in a first world country. Everything just comes down to willpower. It's willpower not to eat that food. It's willpower not to binge watch Netflix and just sit at home all day, sitting on my ass. It generally just comes down to how much can I restrain myself from all these temptations. If you could find a way to do that, I promise you, you will define your genetics. That's just the cold hard truth. And nutrition is always going to be the most important part. Eat foods that satiate you. Eat eggs, eat oats, vegetables, healthy fats, protein shakes, fruit, Greek yogurt. All these things will help you get to the body goal that you need, because at the end of the day, these are foods that satiate you. I'm gonna be honest with y'all right now, and this is gonna be closing in on this video. I genuinely try my 100% not to eat foods that do not satiate me, because like I said, even at the body, I'm gonna show y'all. Even at this body fat, it took a lot out of me to get to 185. I'm not even joking. I've been stuck at 185 for almost like 2 months now, just because it's like my body is constantly fighting that urge just to eat all the time. And I sometimes sit there and think to myself that if I ate empty calories, I could genuinely eat 10,000 calories. I could genuinely eat 10,000 calories right now if you gave me the empty calories. But the truth of the matter is, I stay far away from empty calories because I understand my body. I understand what my body likes. I understand where my body wants to be. And the truth of the matter is, you just need willpower. You need willpower to say, you know what? I do not eat empty calories because I just know my appetite. And I just know my willpower against all these sugary foods, all these high fat foods where it's like it has so much hydrogenated oils. If you just learn how to eat foods that satiate you, I promise you're going to have better willpower, because guess what? You're not going to be that hungry. So this is my plan. I'm going to show y'all my weight right here, because this is my current weight right now. And we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. I'm going to show y'all right now, like, I'm going to be living proof that you can actually do it based off your genetics. Like I said before, your genetics do not define you. You define your genetics. So here we going to talk. I'm going to holler at y'all.